Nani mwingine ameona hii headline akashtuka but akanyamaza? Mimi siwezi nyamaza. Ati KPLC wanataka kuongeza bei ya tokens. Really? Ndio watengeneze billions in terms of profits. Sasa hizo mabilions zikuwe za mashareholders peke yake. No wonder the other day bwana mkuu alisema ati kutakuwa na rationing ili tufike Singapore haraka, bila distractions ya mwangaza, so tutembee hivyo kwa giza tufike Singapore haraka. Raundi hii tunafanya kitu hawataamini. Ile maandamano naenda kuongoza na itakuwa hivi. Do you know how much is a share ya KPLC? It's around 15 bob. Na kumbuka sheria kuanzia mwezi wa 8 zinakubalia wewe you can trade using one single share. So what we are going to do, tunanunua shares za KPLC ili hizi billions watakazotengeneza hata sisi tutazipata through dividends. Ili wakati mwingine wakishtua tunataka kuongeza ati bei ya tokens, unawaambia ongeza. Wakikwambia wanaongeza kwa shilingi 5, unawaambia ongeza kwa shilingi 10, kwa sababu the more they make, the more you benefit kama shareholder. So fanya hivi, enda kwa bank iliyo karibu na wewe, fungua CDS account, nunua share angalau kamoja. Kama uko na 50 bob, imagine uko na share 3 na change unapelekea mtoto nyumbani roll pop. Sawa? Kama sio hivyo, enda kwa website ya Capital Markets Authority, tafuta hapo licensed stock broker akufungulie CDS account, anza kununua share za KPLC hapo. Kama sivyo, angalia apps kama Hisa o Ndovu or Dosika na zingine, fungua account ya CDS, nunua shares za KPLC. Hata ukiwa na 20 bob, bado uko na share moja na change. You will never ever complain again. Ati tokens zimeongezwa, si waongeze. Na sisi tununue nini? Tununue dividends. Tununue shares hapo ndio tupate dividends. Yaani hauoni nimefikiria wewe? Hauoni? Hawezi elewa.
So a prudent government will come up with policies that boost production. When you have more production in the country, you are able to collect more in terms of tax. And with the money that you have collected from tax, you are able to do your social program, education being one of. You saw yesterday they were launching a bulb in Taita Taveta. They want us to celebrate that they have launched a bulb. You know, when you discuss electricity as a country or energy, you should not be discussing energy in terms of the light bulb. You should be discussing energy as a factor of production, that I want to use this energy to boost the manufacturing sector, to boost industry, so that if somebody wants to set up a plant and machinery in Kenya, you will ask himself, how much megawatts of energy are they producing? Kenya produces today 3,000 megawatts. How much are they consuming? They are consuming 2,600. So your surplus is negligible, because with the 3,000 production and your consumption is almost like this. I will not put up a plant that requires 5,000 megawatts because your capacity is not able to meet my needs. But we should be discussing that we've enhanced the national grid from 3,000 megawatts to 10,000 megawatts. So that if anybody wants to set up plant and machinery here, you'll be saying, I can look into Kenya, I'm seeing their production is 14,000 megawatts. Their consumption today is 3,000 megawatts. They have a surplus energy of 10,000.
Okay.
So if I will need 3,000 megawatts, I will not have a problem, because I'm just taking off what is the surplus. But you're discussing energy based on a light bulb. I mean, that is such a micro issue that should not even attract the attention of a president. But it attracts the attention of William Ruto. You think the country can grow because you're putting light bulbs in people's houses? I mean, let's be serious. Let's be serious, okay?
And the greatest challenge is to educate you guys, not just about your internal problems, but how much the rest of the world has tampered with your internal futures.
Yes.
And how you must now learn to conquer them, not them continually conquer you. For example, just to give you one example, is this whole thing about green energy and climate change and so on. So the West has been pushing this agenda of changing the energy from fossil fuels to green energy.
Yeah.
Primarily because they want to get away from the Middle East oil thing and terrorism and Muslims and all these things. But they believe they brought out a scientific case to say that we're overheating. And as I told you, the Mzungu operates on survival.
Yeah.
Then they measure overheating by Greenland ice melting and Iceland melting. And the hurricanes that are coming to their lives, they can see they can get wiped out with all that melting, tsunami, everything. They see danger. So their survival is driving that cause, right? Now, 45% of green energy resource is on this continent. 45%. Kenya is probably the largest for geothermal, solar, you can even add in water, and wind. We have potential of something like 500,000 megawatts. Now, just to give you a context of those numbers, we only have less than 3,000 megawatts that are produced today of power.
Wow.
Yeah, we're a banana republic. We just pretend we are great. So 3,000 megawatts. We have potential of 500,000. Now, green energy, as envisaged, is going to run what you call hydro energy. It's going to run the world. It will run ships. It will run cars. It will run your industries.
Yeah.
Right? It's liquid. To run your home, you just put a gadget no more than this that will power your home.
Okay.
Okay?
That's
Now,
amazing.
Kenya is actually, I think, one of the largest because we have the infrastructure. We have probably better than Namibia. Now, if Africa has 45%, okay, because you also need nickel for batteries, that's Congo, where you're seeing cobalt, all those things. That's why they are on to Congo.
Okay.
Now, if we are 45%, it means we have a second wave of colonization coming. That's what you need to understand. First colonization was about coming and extracting from us because they had finished their own selves and had fought too much.
Yes.
So they said, we found some ignorant people, black people.
To figure out.
But the place has got rich. It's rich.
Yeah.
It has gold. It has rain. We can grow our crops, spices, coffee, tea. That's why they came.
Yeah.
To extract and exploit from us.
Yes.
The next one is this, again, for their survival. So you guys have a choice. You're either going to be the slaves we have been for the last 100 years or so since colonization.
Yeah.
Here we were colonized in 1920. Right? Or you're going to be the owners.
Going to learn from our mistakes.
No, you're going to be the owners. Which means that you colonize them.
Yeah.
So it depends on what you want. How driven you are. And if you seize this opportunity with the right leadership, then you are laughing. You will conquer them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because they need you.
They do.
Man, but
And you will be in charge.
as Africans, we're battling.
Alone.
Yeah. We're battling internally, we're battling outside.
Yeah.
That's what our makeup is.
That's what they did.
That's what
I'm
colonization
already
did.
tired.
Yeah. It said, let us divide them. They will fight and then we shall conquer.
Yeah.
That's actually,
Yeah.
wow.
Eh.
Sasa tufanye nini? Now give us core ground solutions. We've really gone into the science, the economy, the haptics. Now be like,
What
you
do
know
we
what,
do?
Gen Z fanyeni aje. Round hii msipe huyu kura mnipe mimi. Huyu anawestia time. Wacheni kufanya hivi.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why it is beyond criticizing a regime. It is what is happening after.
Yes.
Yes. Where do you see your future after you remove a regime? It must be very clear about these issues.
Yeah.
We don't just take them out, but we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, because you see,
Okay.
put the same legacy politician. You're the same thing.
Kweli.
You put somebody who thinks like Ruto, what difference does it make?
Different body.
That's all. And what's the duration of this change? Let me just ask what people will ask.
Oh, let me tell you, because especially like now, interesting, what happens in Africa has always something to do with the world, right?
Yes.
So you'll find we were colonized, right? Towards the period of the World War, right? Second World War. Now, after that, right, we got our independence. If you look at all our countries, got independence, it was the end of the Cold War, right? So after World War, the next stage was the Cold War between two different economic models, communism and capitalism, the West and the East, and they began a Cold War. That became our independence, primarily because they didn't want Russia to come and remove us from colonization. Then we would become a communist state. So the West freed us, okay?
Yeah.
Because they're the ones on the table, and made us adopt their way. Then we had what you call multi-partism, the freeing of our political rights. That was the end of the Cold War. Look at the period when people like Mobutu of Zaire were removed. All these people who had been built by the same West to be their capitalists and dictators were removed. Moi here started having problems. That change came when it was the end of the Cold War, right? So make sure Africans now know democracy so they can look at themselves, fight against themselves while we build ourselves. Because now we are no longer fighting the Cold War, right? Now we need to build our institutions. The World Bank, all those institutions came at the end of the Cold War, right? So they now decided to build themselves. Okay? What period are we at now? These are people who've seen survival of COVID as a problem. They died more than us.
Yeah.
So don't think they take for granted the sun we get.
Yeah.
They would love to live here.
Yeah.
It's just that they don't know how they'll be ever accommodated, right?
Yes.
They are now going through what they believe is a survival threat of their time, the environment, right? And we are the greatest resource. So this change is happening now.
Yeah.
Now. It will be in your lifetime.
Yeah.
The choices are yourselves.
Yeah.
You understand? You guys.
Yeah.
The choices are yours.
I think
You're
his
either going to be
question-
slaves or masters.
Yeah. His question.
And you have the greatest opportunity. Greatest, I can tell you, to conquer the world. The greatest. In fact, Donald Trump is one of the greatest additions you can think of. Because he's already starting to blow them up. Yes. He's removing what you call the deep state of America, deep state of Europe, because it stems from there.
Yeah.
Right? Remember, America was Anglo-based. It was the Mzungu that went there and created the system from Europe.
Yeah.
So he's removing the deep state of Europe and upsetting this. As they are busy doing that, we ourselves should be busy
Yeah.
forming our
Get
template,
out. Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Of commonality, of ideology,
Yeah.
preparing to conquer.
Yes.
Do you and him have a similar ideology because of the business background, or is it totally different?
I see a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially, you see, what he's doing in America, a lot of people are not understanding, but he has understood what you call the entrenchment of this system
Okay.
that comes to rulers and governors. And it has happened in America and Europe for a century or so.
Yeah.
All right? Now he's blowing it up. Okay? He's blowing it up.
Yes.
Right? And creating what he believes is a survival of America beyond the system, because he's saying the way it's going is a declining empire.
Yeah.
So he's blowing it up. He's removing the deep state.
Yeah.
And there I agree with him.
Yeah.
Even here, that's the one thing. You have to remove the deep state.
Yes.
And why he is able to do that is because he was not from the political establishment.
Okay.
He was a businessman.
Yes.
He never grew up in that political establishment. He owes nobody any favors. He was not inculcated. He's not a legend politician. All right?
Okay.
He came from the business world. And he knows it and understands it. And he's blowing it up.
Yes.
That's where I come from.
All right.
I will blow it up.
Ring the bell.
Absolutely, blow it up. Yeah. And that's what the status quo people don't like to hear.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm a nightmare to them.
Yeah. So you think, how long is it going to take for Kenyans to see a difference once you reach power, God willing?
Once you're in power.
Once you're in power, how long is it going to take for them to actually
Dynamic
feel?
impact
Yes.
for majority of Kenyans?
Yeah. Yes.
It won't even take 18 months.
When, can I come?
Really?
Nankulia moto, nankulia moto, nankulia moto, hey, nankulia moto. Unaonyesha meno, mgeuka unanumia meno, kwani una maneno, unajua namba za ngeno. Mimi na mamchoro za kupata do na zokshko boho na ushko boho. Hatuogopi ngoringo, leta noma niko on.